My name is Olivia Metcalf. I am one of the university chaplains at Northwest Nazarene University. I first went to Nazarene Theological Seminary in the year 2000 and graduated in 2004 with my Master of Divinity, and I'm a current DMin student in my second year. I had the privilege of growing up in a pastor's home. I'm a fourth generation ordained elder in the Church of the Nazarene, so a long history of pastors. I went on a mission trip when I was in high school to the country of Romania, and it was there that I would say God really got a hold of me, and that call was developed in such a way that I was like, I will definitely do this based on my experience with the missionary family there, John and Margaret Scott and their kids, and seeing what they did. And it was about 2 weeks later after saying yes to that call to missions that I sensed God saying, what I really want you to do is preach. And at that point, I had had a children's pastor and a youth pastor that were women, but I'd never had a senior pastor that was female. And so I thought, is this even allowed? Like, am I allowed to do this? And talked to my dad, who was a pastor, and he said, yes, that's the beauty of the Church of the Nazarene. We've always ordained women. And so that was sort of the transition from missions into this call to be a senior pastor, and just the gift that it was to have parents that helped me along the way with that journey, and then came to Northwest Nazarene University to get my degree and knew that I needed more education and that I wanted to be as prepared as I could be to answer this call that God had placed on my life. And so my husband and I came both as students to NTS, and then we went ahead and we've pastored in 3 different churches together as co-pastors, and now have just this wonderful opportunity to serve college students. My call into prison ministry, which is sort of a surprising development in some ways, felt the Holy Spirit say, you have to do something about this. And I thought, what am I going to do about the criminal justice system? Here I am in Idaho at a university. Like, what is this call? But actually, as I look back over my life in ministry, there are these moments all along the way, from writing papers in my undergrad and in seminary, that were about what we should do with the criminal justice system as Christians. All of these things are sort of like coming together now. And so I answered that call I sensed God wanted me to do to enter prison, and it now has connected so beautifully with the work that I'm doing at the college, as students have gone with me, and I had the privilege of teaching a class in the prison with on-campus students and incarcerated students together learning. And so it's just been really special to see the way that the Lord called me to different things at different times in my life. Doors opened, opportunities presented themselves, and it's been a joy to just see what it is that He wants to do with my life. For me, growing up in a pastor's home, probably that was my first sort of mentoring experience, right? Not just that I had really great parents, but I was able to observe in them what it meant to love God, to love your neighbor, and to minister well in the church. And so just having that opportunity to observe them being faithful and true to who, they were at church was the same as who they were at home. I think that was probably my first kind of mentoring. And I would say my unique relationship with my husband in ministry, the fact that we share everything, we really do have the opportunity to do this sort of like peer mentoring is what I might call it, that our unique personalities and gifting and experience and way we look at the world is just a gift that I think makes me a stronger person in ministry for sure. So NTS has been a part of my life. My dad went there, and then the opportunity that I had to go and to learn and how it impacted the ministry that I have, it can't be measured. The value of the education, the value of the relationships, the opportunities and the doors that have been opened to me because of the connections that I made, I couldn't trade it, and I wouldn't trade it. I'm just so grateful for the rich heritage of Nazarene Theological Seminary and all of the lives that it has impacted, just for the sake of the kingdom, and thankful for the way that it has impacted my life as well.